So, this is going to be fun to talk about. Okay, the first thing out of the way is I've said this before, I did a bit of an oopsie. So, in Lilo and Stitch, you have Lilo and Stitch 1, Lilo and Stitch 2, Lilo Stitch sort of free, but more specifically, the movie to introduce the series, Season 1, Season 2, and Lilo and Stitch 4, or more specifically, Leroy and Stitch. I don't remember what the third one's called or the second one. So I'm just going to go 2, and I know the fourth one is Leroy. Now, which order did I do? 1, 2, Leroy, 3. Or more specifically, 1, 2, 4, 3. So I kind of watched the ending and not understand most of the beats. I then realized I kind of probably should watch it. I also am going to acknowledge one other thing before I actually talk about this. One, you don't really get much spoilers. I kind of still got what Leroy and Stitch was about, even though I didn't watch even the beginning moments that opened up Leroy in the first place, or even any of that, because I'll get to that in a bit. But I do think it is a fun thing. And I did rewatch it, kind of, or at least some bits of the movie of Leroy, not the first one. The first one's before this, so I don't get any more context. Leroy and Stitch to understand this. So let's get into that. Okay, one thing's clear that I'm going to say. One, I kind of, if you look at the first two movies and even the beginning movie, I always forget to say the big alien, that sort of like a sort of like fish, has this sort of presence and being and dun dun, and it's like here. Him leaving is like, oh, he changed sides. But when you see some of the stuff, yeah, obviously he's got motivation inside the movie, which is essentially he gets fired and it's like, oh, well, we're a pension of this. It's like, yeah. And it's the idea of like, you worked for this guy, you know that, right? It's like, yeah. But I like through the TV series, even though you don't get a lot, you kind of get him not liking the guy, the fact that he's working with this one, and I kind of think the movie kind of shows that idea of like, I can choose not to work with this guy, right? I'm fired. I don't work with this guy anymore. Beep it. There's more to it than that, but I like the fact that one, it shows that, and two, it kind of has this thing of like, kind of Power Ranger things of like, here's this one, here's this one, here's this one, which kind of makes me think, because I am going to say this again retrospectively, in Leroy and Stitch, no, Lilo and Leroy, you have a moment of here's all of the here's all of the people like coming up and like, oh, here's a bunch of like these like red stitch like beings. And it's like, here's the other experiment. It's like, yeah, we're gonna fight now. And it's like that feels more impactful. Obviously, again, still watch season two, not gonna mention season two. It's not that much change. Um you do get like a couple more. I'm gonna talk more deals about that in that video. But I do like the fact that it's like, yeah, that's the one for that episode. Like one of the ones I'm like, oh yeah, that's a cool design. I wonder what they did in that. They did a, if I'm correct, this is in season one. They did a baseball episode where one of them has a tail that has a bat, and in the Lilo and Leroy movie, he has an attack where he like something gets shot out and then he hits it back at an opponent, which I think is amazing. And again, before I'm like, oh yeah, that's a cool anime. And now I watch, I'm like, oh yeah, the baseball episode that was really good. And you kind of see that a bit more. I'm like, oh yeah, this one's from this one, and like, oh, and yeah, but I feel like that would have helped if I would have watched this before the Lilo and Leroy movie. That would have been really good. And I feel like a lot of people might complain about that, but I'm sorry, it was my bad. I didn't do it deliberately. Like I said, I do like this, and I think it's really good. But overall, I do think this is a fun idea, and how they move forward with it, I think, is interesting. Again, I technically see it, but I'm not going to talk about it. Not yet. Not yet. No, but I want to have that with its own episode. If you look at my Patreon, you will eventually. I put a list of like, here's the top 10 next star review. Keep checking that, and then one of the things is like, oh yeah, here's the one of season 2. But yeah, hope you enjoy, and good night. Oh yeah, I forgot there's Super Mario Galaxy. That's tomorrow. Now, good night.